Hey everybody, it's Shamika. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. I appreciate you guys' support. So I told you guys that I was going to do my fraud series 101, but better yet, we're going to call it true crime. Okay. So we are going to unpack some true crime events that have happened. And we're just going to discuss some things that they did, probably should not have done, maybe could have done better. But all in all, this is about educating you guys about some of the things that we already talk about here on this channel. Okay, so we're going to start with a very new and fresh one. This actually took place yesterday. Okay. Which is weird because it came out on a Saturday. But on a Saturday, the feds indicted a 23-year-old woman from Louisiana. Now, I am not going to drop any names. You guys are more than welcome to do your research by just typing in some of the keywords that I said, okay? And that would be feds indicted a woman for PPP fraud in Louisiana. Okay. So that should basically give you, probably a lot of people, but this person is 23 years old. So that may actually narrow it down. So the reason that this caught my eye first and foremost is because this is a young woman. Okay. More than likely, from what I've been seeing with a lot of these PPP cases, individuals have or are doing time in federal prison. All right. So I have seen all the jokes with people saying they would rather have the money now, put me in prison later. It's not a big deal. And maybe to some that it's not. But for a lot of us, getting a felony charge really will ruin a lot of aspirations. OK, even if it doesn't ruin your aspirations, what it can do is make it a little harder to reach your goals. All right. So what did this woman do? This woman has been found, I'm not going to say found guilty, but indicted due to the fact that she filed unemployment claims for herself and other individuals in California during the peak of the pandemic. Now, if you guys are familiar, you know everybody and they mama was in California. If you have a Facebook page, Instagram page, any type of social media, I know you saw them out there in the rented Lamborghinis, in the Bentleys. They were having a ball, and most of us running, how they not getting sick, okay? Let alone where they're getting the money from, okay? So these people were balling out. Traffic was at a dead still. I remember seeing so many people went out to California to pick up those checks from the mailbox where they had them sent to. So this individual used social media, used her Facebook page. Okay. Now, based off the article, I'm going to read to you a little bit of what it says here. It says that the individual submitted unemployment claims in California in her name and in the names of others. It said she also submitted claims for PPP benefits in the names of false businesses. Y'all see that? That is with an S. That is plural. And based on false business profits and losses. Now, y'all know we keep talking about this. Now, we do not know what necessarily led the feds to her door. I am going to make an assumption and say it is probably the investigation that they are doing with the unemployment claims. Why? Because that's state money. And a lot of these states, especially California, they are doing their due diligence to find out who got unemployment funds and aren't even residents of the state. Okay. It was almost a no-brainer. If you weren't a resident in California and all of a sudden you are putting your information in and you're getting the unemployment for you and God knows how many other people that live in Alabama, Texas, Florida, some of these other places, you, my friend, run a very, very big risk of being found out. I am seeing more and more people go down for unemployment, and then the PPP and the SBA EIDL is tied along to it because all the alphabet boys are syncing together and saying, hey, if this person did this, more than likely they're going to do these other loans. And that is what happened. Okay. So it says This individual says she was able to get names, birth dates, and social security numbers of others and submitted fraudulent claims for unemployment benefits in their names with or without their knowledge or consent. Now, if you read a couple different articles, and you guys probably will if you go and do your research, you're going to see that it's going to say that she stole this information off of the internet based off of people's posts, off of some of the things that they've said. And I can tell you that people aren't posting their social security number just out and live for everybody to have. More than likely what she did is she talked to someone that had information of other people. Now, who would normally or generally have information, socials, names, birthdays of other people that are that is easy to get, okay? Tax preparers. Now, I'm not saying that's where she got them from. I am making an assumption, but I will say that tax preparers have all the information you need for the unemployment, for the PPP, and the EIDL. Now, I am going to assume she's 23. She's young. She may not have a lot of connections with business owners. But I bet you she knows someone that's in prison. And a lot of inmates found out that they got unemployment checks in their name, and they were ready and willing to give up their information. Why? Because, one, it was a trick that was going to work, and it was a way to get some money on the commissary. So I'm almost certain that what she chose was to use individuals from prison. She probably got some individuals from tax preparers. She may have even been in the credit game. I actually went and looked on this individual's page, and it doesn't seem like they do much of anything. They're just young, eager young woman, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I can't say that she's a boss. She's not giving me any of that, but she could very well be. So she got the information from somebody, okay? Now, I will tell you, I'm looking on her page, and she does have on a shirt that says CEO, but I do not know what she is a CEO of. So if she used the information from her clients, she's definitely wrong. If she did it from individuals in prison, she'd probably be wrong too. But I would say if the person was giving her consent, then it's between her and that person that has to deal with the law. I would not necessarily say she stole it. But if she did it without consent, which is what we're seeing a lot, then I would say that she stole this information to further what she was trying to do. Yeah, as I'm looking at the article, it absolutely says that she did give some of the money to the other individuals, which is good because, I mean, hey, if you're going to give her your information to go and get, a drop of cash, then I'm hoping that she is going to break you off it a little bit, which is what it seems that she did, okay? Doesn't make it right, but at least she was trying to be fair in that respect, okay? It says here that when she put the information for individuals to get unemployment, that she was paid on a prepaid debit. You guys should know that already. That's why everybody flew out to California to go pick those debit cards up. You could not get a debit card from unemployment in California if you lived in Ohio. Okay, so that's why everybody had to fly out there, because they had to use an address so that they can actually go and pick up those debit cards. And that is, she was, obviously one of those individuals that did the same thing. It says she gained hundreds of thousands of dollars in prepaid debit cards. Wow, guys, okay? It just makes me think, when they get this kind of money, what in the hell are they going to do with it? Obviously, they don't do enough, and they did not put any aside for a lawyer, although they knew they did something illegal, okay? But let's get back to the story here. It says she also filed for a PPP application under her business name, Royal Diamonds Collection. And yes, y'all, Royal Diamonds Collection is all one word, okay? And diamonds ends with a Z and collection starts with a K, all right? So they probably called her because it was misspelled or all put together as one word. It didn't even look like a real business name, but it was Royal Diamonds Collection, LLC. Okay, so according to the article, she only got one drop, which means she probably just put in for the first round of PPP because it says she only received $20,833. Now, remember, it says she filed for several businesses, so she may have gotten $20,833 on her business, but who's to say what she got on all of the other ones? But here is where it messes everybody up, guys. It's because it says she forged a bank statement. Well, first, that means you may or may not had a business already. But if you did have a business, you obviously did not have a business bank account, because you would not have had to forge a bank statement. Okay, so forging a bank statement, for those of that do not know, is basically taking a regular bank statement that you can download, and they're usually in PDF, and you would just put it in Adobe PDF, and you would just edit it and make changes. You could change the dates, you could change the names, all types of things. Now, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, if you've ever tried to edit those documents, when you go to change them, the font is not the same. Okay, so if you guys are out there trying to submit them fake documents, y'all need to make sure y'all print it out and look at it as a whole with a magnifying glass, so that you can see if that font is different, because on 9 times out of 10, when you change it in Adobe, you don't know what font they used previously. So unless you're going to change the whole document, which I know y'all not going to do, then you need to make sure that it looks right. Okay, so during the PPP time, nobody was looking, so anybody could have turned in foo-foo. It could have said 1975 on that document, and somebody would still got paid. So she misrepresented on the bank statement, but it also says she submitted false tax documents. Now, it says that she also made misrepresentations in her PPP application. It does not say that she put down any employees. I'm actually happy that she didn't do that, because then that would be identity theft. But guess what? She probably has identity theft anyway from filing unemployment on individuals who did not give her permission. So that in itself is going to be a form of identity theft. But at least she did not lie and try to make it worse on herself by adding that she had employees that she did not. But here is what she did that I keep telling you guys that I want you to watch out for. And unfortunately, it's probably going to be too late for a lot of you guys. If you did not amend your taxes, and I'm talking about your real ones, for 2019 or 2020, to make them match what you submitted for the PPP application, you are already screaming at the IRS to catch you for fraud. And it doesn't even have to be PPP fraud. It can just be tax fraud, because you said one thing in one place, but you filed something else. So that could be underreporting your income. Okay, we don't know if you really made $100,000 so that you could get that $20,833 from PPP. The IRS doesn't know. They're only going to go by what you say. So if you put on your application $100,000 or even $99,000 or anything over 80 something thousand, and if it doesn't match what you actually submitted to the IRS, then you may have somebody knocking at your door. Okay, that is probably one of the saving graces that could have at least maybe knocked this PPP charge or at least got them from looking at her for this PPP. We don't know when this LLC was created, but at least if the tax documents matched, yes, she would have owed the IRS, but at least this would not be one of the charges she's being charged for. Okay. So with this case, this is all we know right now. This case actually just hit the web about 5 minutes ago. Like I said, I'm not going to give you guys her name, but I will say I'm looking at her page, and homegirl thick now. I hope she spent the money well. I hope she saved some. I mean, honestly, I hope she's giving leniency. She's 23 years old. She's young, but hey, I'm not the prosecutor. I'm not the court. I don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully she has a good attorney and go from there. So I just want you guys to know that I am going to continue to do my true crime fraud series. This is the first of many. And so, be prepared to see a lot of PPP and EIDL and unemployment fraud cases that I'm going to go over. This one really was cut and dry. Again, I like to tell you guys, what this person did, what they probably should not have done, what could have possibly gotten them caught, just for us to talk about it. So if you guys know who I'm talking about, or even if you don't, just based off of what I told you, tell me what you guys think. Do you know anyone that has done this? You don't got to drop no names, but I'm sure some of you know individuals who headed over to Cali too and had a ball riding around in those rental foreign cars, making some of us regular people feel bad. But at least we don't have to look over our shoulder, okay? So now this is my last thing, and I'm going to let you go because I just thought about this now. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, damn, why is she just now getting caught now in 2022? Well, remember, guys, the feds have about 7 good, long, hard years to come after you for some of this stuff, okay? So we haven't had 7 years yet. Now, we may have had 2 that have passed, but the reason that I think a lot of this is happening now, and the reason we're going to see a lot more of this happening, these arrests, is because 2019 tax season has passed, and now you have no excuse to go back and change your taxes because you can't. So now whatever an individual turned in on their 19 taxes should match what they did on their PPP application, okay? And it's very easy to know what somebody did. If somebody got $20,833, they had to make a certain dollar amount. It had to be over probably at least $80,000 to $100,000 or more, because it doesn't give you any more than that if you're just a person with one employee. So, you can't go back and change your taxes now. So basically you are just waiting for somebody to come knock on your door and ask you if you did the right thing or not. Okay. Now, if you did not do the right thing, there is nothing that you can do unless you're going to go and call and tell on yourself. And I just don't recommend it. Okay. I would tell you to sit back, sit tight, pray, and hope that they never come after you. Again, we know people make bad decisions, especially when it comes to money, especially if it's an easy way to get money, okay? So we don't pass any judgment here on this channel for anybody. We are just talking about what they could have done or could have done better, all right? So remember, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Y'all know I got to keep saying that because I don't want to encourage anybody to go out and steal or do anything fraudulent, okay? But, this is just as much as her fault as it is the government and the banks, okay? They absolutely let down their safeguards, and they allowed a lot of these things to happen. Look at these states. They did not have any safeguards in place to stop random people really from making fraudulent and false unemployment claims. And now so much money was spent that now they're going to be reactive and come after the people who stole the money when they should have been proactive and prevented it from happening in the first place. But if you guys do not know, that is exactly how our government works. They are very reactive. And the reason they're reactive is because they are going to react to you. The government gives you enough rope to hang yourself, okay? That is why in most cases, especially with the Fed cases, when you get indicted, you might as well go ahead on and say you're guilty, because you are not probably going to win anyway. And if you do win, you got to have money like NBA Youngboy, which a lot of you do not. Okay. So, if you went out there and you used that rope and you hung yourself, then, it is what it is. You may have to go and sit down for a little while and come on back home when it's all said and done. Okay. Hopefully you got some good stories that you can come out and share after this is all over. But for now, you're just going to have to go and do what you got to do. All right. So, okay, guys. So this is enough for this podcast here. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. I appreciate your support. And again, leave your comments if you know someone who is going through this same situation, or if you've heard, or if you even know the person that I'm talking about. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.